Hey folks, Landstryder here, and you're watching episode 11 in my modded Minecraft server play series. And today, I'm not sure what I'm going to get into, but first problem I need to solve is I got a power problem. I took down the giant crate. Unfortunately, I thought that it might have been an issue with this causing lag on the server. It turned out that that wasn't actually the case. It's something else, but I went ahead and put in regular ME drives anyway, just because it looks nice in this, little alcove here. I think that looks pretty nice. I used that space down here instead to put in a spawn room for Endermen. You can see in there I've got some Enderman spawners. I've got this row of glowstone to keep it from working when I don't want it to. I don't want Enderman just, randomly filling up this room down here. So what I think I'm going to do, since I have the Enderman, and the reason I wanted the Enderman is so I get blood shards by killing them with my bound blade here. And that they're a really good target for that because they never die on the first hit, which allows me to, make sure that I have the debuff on them. It gives a good chance of dropping the blood shards. You see I've got 33 of them so far. But the problem is if I try to run any of these machines, right now you can see since I was offline my power systems have completely drained out. I just got them back online by putting a little bit of fuel in each one of these guys up here. There's a little bit of lag today on the server. That's going to be clearing up soon. I put together a new update for the pack that'll be coming out very soon. I went ahead and forwarded that on to the Feed the Beast team. Hopefully they'll get it on the launcher soon, and then as soon as that goes live on the launcher, we have a MCPC Plus server software going to be installed for the server. So that should eliminate like 90% of any lag issues that we have. Back to my power issue here. How I'm going to solve that is I think I'm going to try an Ender generator. Let's go look at the generators. G-N-E-R generators. I've used potion generators past in my Agrarian Skies series, so I don't really want to do that. I haven't used an Ender generator before in any of my bases, in any of my setups before, so I want to give it a try. Let's see, I'm going to need a furnace, regular old furnace, and I think I should have everything else in there already. I do. So there we go, an Ender generator. And now I need to place this someplace that it's not going to be in the way. I kind of want it hidden. It doesn't need to be hidden, but I'm shooting for hidden because remember I said I wanted to move all these machines up and put a interface above and below. Yeah, it's going to take a little more power that way. I could do it slightly differently if I wanted to. I might even well, anyway, I don't think I want the generators up there anymore. I want something a little more solid. I love the way they look. They're awesome model. But I want something a little different. So let's get back in here. Come back in here. Oh, we're gonna need to morph. And then find me a nice place to put this. Come on. There we go. You can see I got my power lines back in here. I need to, one thing I don't think I've done yet, go into my video settings. There we go. Crank it all the way up to bright. That'll help out the YouTube audience. I've noticed that the videos for this series have been a little dark so far. That's because I forgot to do that. So let's just fix that right now. And if I need any more light, I can just cast a spell. Actually, cast a more powerful spell. There we go. Now we got some light. Cast a powerful spell. Okay. I'll light this area back here. I think where I want to put the Ender generator is going to be right back in here because I want to be able to, or I'm going to use the ME system to keep Ender pearls in it. So can I open it? There we go. It's already connected to the network. I could in fact just use this item duct to put ender pearls into there. What? I thought I disconnected this. It should be disconnected from the item duct. Disable that. It may have reset with the server, so there we go. Let's disconnect that. Well, if that's disconnected, if that was reconnected, okay, no, that stayed disconnected, so we're good. That's all good. Let me come back out here, get a few ender pearls out of the system. See, I got plenty of them right now. Just grab a stack, and let's see how much power the ender pearls give us. Oh wow, it just sucked them all in. It gives me a power level of 80 with a time of 5 hours. Okay, well that's good for the next 5 hours of 80 power level. That's good. So 80 power level. Well, it's twice as much as all these generators out here are actually producing. Because remember, these are only 5. So I got 8 of them. So that's only 40 RF. So right off the bat, that baby back there is producing twice as much as these guys. So I should actually start having some power available to start using some machines again without having to worry about losing access to my inventory in the applied energistics system. So do I want to let these run out? I think I do. So 80 RF is good, but I honestly think I need more than that. So let's go ahead and make up 2 more of them. I think 3 of them probably would do me for the time being. Ender generator, and I'm going to need, so I need 4 more eyes of ender. Hopefully I have, oops, 1 too many there. Oh well. Maybe I'll go search for the end portal with that last one. There we go. 2 more furnaces to go in there. And finally, there's my ender generators, 2 of them. Okay, so that's all good. Get back in here again. And I'm going to go just 3 of them right in a row. I think it took the... So what I need to do... I'm going to need to come up with some method of getting ender pearls to those that doesn't involve me like coming back in here. What I should do though is clear a space around them so I can get around to the other side. Generator. Just clear that space around them. So I'm going to need to get access to them a bit. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I might set up something that monitors the power level in that capacitor bank and then sends a redstone signal, and then, you know, which will then activate some export buses connected to these guys and send a couple of ender pearls in there. But I don't want to like just crank them to like crazy levels. I could go ahead and put a stack in each of the other 2. I mean, that's 5 hours. That's a lot of power. I mean, it doesn't produce like a ridiculous level of power, but you know, yeah. And I don't really need the item conduits connected to these, so it helps to close my AI. You know what? I probably got my sound up way too loud. Let me turn that down. You're hearing the storm. There we go. There's my proper settings so that I don't annoy everybody that might be watching this. Oh no, don't want to disable the energy conduit. I want to disable the item conduit connected to it. There we go. Remember, to get that interface you have to click on the little square where it connects to the machine, and then want to in out, and then you can scroll through all the different connections depending on what pipes you have in that area. around this side to get the last one. No. I keep wanting to change the energy conduit. I need to change the item conduit to disable. There we go. So that takes care of that. I probably could actually get rid of the whole item conduit at this point. It's not exactly necessary. I don't have to move this around, especially if I want to move these machines up, like I said, and put the applied energistics things above and below. So I'll have to move that power cable anyway, because it's currently right where the machines, where I want to put the machines. So I'd have to move it back one, probably what I would do. So yeah, if I get this out, I can actually see that from this side. Yeah, there we go. We can see all what's going on there and see through to the other side with the hammer in my hand. But for now, I have plenty of power for the next 5 hours of gameplay. This chunk is loaded, force loaded, for a couple reasons. One, I have a portal gun portal that keeps it loaded, and if that wasn't working, I've also got this baby up here. So yeah, let's talk about Ars Magicia transportation. Yeah, and this is kind of the start of my castle thing that I want to build. You can see it kind of looks like the face of a skull, a little bit. Like, I'm going to make it just kind of like a skull face type thing. Probably give him some bright colored eyes of some sort. You know, put something behind him, like some glowstone. That's I think what I did in previous. But yeah, I put the funky face of the funky side of the keystone, or the interesting side of the keystone receptacle, toward the inside, because I didn't necessarily want it obvious from anybody that approaches it what it is, although it does have a slightly different coloring to it, but you probably won't be able to see that if you don't have certain texture packs. So it's rain, I tell you. I wonder if it's even nighttime. I think there's, yeah, Sky's on the server right now. Wow, Sky still has not died, so I have no idea what he's doing, but he's playing it safe, that's for sure. Might have to help him with that. Let's see here. So yeah, I set up these armor stands. So there's my mage armors on there right now. I'm currently not wearing anything. I will probably put some kind of tech armor on this one. And then I'll probably have another one set up for my blood armor. We'll see. Maybe get just a bunch of different armor sets. I'll move those up into the castle once I get that done. Something else I also did, might be able to see it, but this will make it obvious. I moved some nodes into my place so that I wouldn't have to go far to recharge my wand for, yeah, for Thaumcraft. So now I can, I still don't have a great wand, or a very good wand, but I can keep it charged up real good. I've got my wand focus of equal exchange, so I can, you know, just make things nicer. And it's also really good for mining certain things, especially in the Nether. Like when I had to go get the quartz for building the applied energistics system. That's how I got it. I used the equal exchange focus and just grabbed a bunch of quartz that way. Left a bunch of cobblestone behind. Plenty of XP, you can see. I haven't talked too much about the force infuser, so maybe I should, maybe this is be a good thing to talk about in this episode, force infuser. As you can see, it's kind of looks like an enchanting table, which pretty much it is what it is. It's an enchanting table. Now to use an force infuser, of course you have to make one first. We'll go ahead. Oh, I'm gonna get my NEI back on the screen there. So if we go infuse, there it is, force infuser. You just use a force rod in the crafting grid with an enchanting table, and it'll convert it into a force infuser. Now the force infuser requires two things to operate. It requires power. You can see over here I've got a certain amount of MJs stored in it. And it requires liquid force. I only got like 300 liquid force in there right now. There's a couple ways to get that liquid force in there. You can just drop force gems in here and they'll convert to liquid. You can put buckets of liquid force that you may find in different dungeons. Or you can craft liquid force by squeezing logs in a fat forestry squeezer, or you can melt them down in a magma crucible, which is what I'm going to do. I'll melt some down right now, and they'll get, oh well, they're not getting over there right now because I have stuff in there. Let me get that out of there. Let me get some, do I have buckets in there? Where are my buckets? There's my buckets. Okay, well let me get those 2 buckets of EnderIO out of there. Now it'll fill up with force. And I have a little shortcut that I can do for this. I get a tank. There we go, tank. Come here, tank. Getting a little laggy right now. Don't know what that's about. Not even going to concern myself with it. Like I said, that's going to be fixed up really good. Here we go. I need to get under this one. And if I put my tank right there, now that all the force is over here. Oh, I gotta put it in there. That's okay. I want to just switch that. And now it'll... I have the machine set up to export out the bottom or the top, but it can't go out the top. I was thinking about actually running a liquid conduit over to the force infuser to actually just auto feed it this stuff, but for now this is good enough. So now that I got some liquid force, I can go ahead and wrench that back up with my precision hammer. Get that, pick it up, and if I just put that right on top of the infuser and then give it a click, and then all that force is now in the machine. If I look in here again, I should actually be able to see that I have a little bit of liquid force. And this thing stores a lot of liquid force. You'd have to cut down a forest of force logs in order to fill this thing up. Because, yeah, I just cut down a forest of force logs. Of course, half of it I'm converting into the golden power. Now, interestingly enough, if you have 2 of these guys beside each other, and you put some force logs up here, they will actually feed each other with their charcoal and put it down here in the bottom. The coal that it produces. It'll do it with regular charcoal too. So, because the force furnaces will automatically push out into any adjacent inventory that will accept the items that it is cooking. So one more thing that you need to make this thing work. I got power to it, and the power that I'm using is this force engine. In the force engine, again, of course, it runs on liquid force and a coolant. It doesn't have to have the coolant, but the coolant multiplies the power that it produces. The best coolant is milk. It can also use water as a coolant, and it can burn just about any liquid fuel in the game. Oil, biofuel. It's a very, very diverse power source. It can pretty much burn on, work on any liquid fuel and any coolant that you put in there. I don't know if it works on cryethium. I'm guessing that it probably does. Last time I used one of those, there was no such thing as cryethium, so I haven't tested it out. Maybe I'll get to that in a future episode. But anyway, it does not run unless it receives a redstone signal, which is why I have the switch here. So you can see, turn it on, it starts pumping power, MJs, into the infuser. And every infusion takes some power and some force. But I don't want to waste it, so I keep it turned off most of the time. Until, just charge this up and then I'll turn it off. So let's look at this interface. I guess one more thing I should say that we need is a tome, an upgrade tome. You must have one of these, and I believe that you get that just by using a force rod on a book. Upgrade tome. There it is. Yeah. Force rod on a regular Minecraft book. And when you first get it, it will have no levels. It'll be tier 1. And you can see its owner is, then it has its owner is you once you start using it. Same with the infuser. Nobody else can come and use my infuser. See, owner, restricted. You can't change that either. I don't think. Oh yeah, I guess I can actually, but I'm gonna leave it restricted because that's the default settings for it. So basically, nobody else can use your infuser. They can't mess with it. They can't, make force items off of it. So basically, if they want something infused and you have a higher tier book, because each tier of book opens up these slots in the circular area. You can see that 5 of them are still grayed out. Each one of those allows you to use more things when you do your infusing. So let's take a quick look at some of the things you can possibly infuse. I got a few of them here in my backpack already, infused. You can see I have a force sword, and it has damage and knockback. Those come from the force infuser. I have a lumberjack. I have a force axe with lumberjack and speed. Now the lumberjack's pretty nice. It cuts down the entire tree at once. It searches kind of like a lumbering axe from Tinker's Construct, except again, these do not. I don't think it actually breaks. If it does, I mean, if I'm really close to breaking it. Well, here, I can use this as an example. Actually, I probably should use the pick. Okay, and the pick, this is a special pick that I made. It has grinding and speed, so it will automatically grind up everything that I break with it. I'll go demonstrate that real quick. So what I do is I put it in the middle, and if you don't have anything in here, what it's going to do, it's going to repair any damage using the force, and it's going to fill up the internal tank. And I'll show you that real quick before I see the internal tank. You press F with one of these in your hand, and it'll bring up this interface. It shows you the internal tank of the force pick and the slot where you could add force gems or buckets of liquid force or cells. And if you use cells, it's kind of nice because you can put a stack of cells in there and it'll just keep auto-refilling itself until it runs out of cells, and then the tank will start going down. But you see, I can shift-click that in there too. It'll go right to where it belongs. But since I'm not trying to give it any abilities, I can't give this one anything. Once you infuse it with special properties, you can't go back and change those properties. So this it's forever a grinding speed 2 pick. But I can repair it and recharge it. So if I click go, you can see it starts throwing off some sparks. Gives me a little progress bar. It's using up some energy. As soon as it's done, it's going to infuse probably all of this liquid into the force pick. It's probably all just going to go right in there if I had to guess. I'm just going to come over here and throw some more logs in the magma crucible so I can get some more liquid force here. And yep, there goes 0 liquid force. And if I pull this back out, so yeah, I'm going to need some more liquid force if I want to infuse anything with an actual new set of properties. But now if I open the internal tank inventory, we can see that it's about half full. Not bad. So grinding's pretty awesome. If you need sand, it's a great way to get sand, and I'll show you why. I'm going to come all the way down here because I don't want to. This is probably good enough. So actually, yeah, that's what I was doing down here last, was using this force pick. So the force pick has 2 modes. Let's see if there I go. I deactivated the area mode, so now it'll just break 1 block, and you can see whenever I break stone, it gives me sand instead. So now if I activate area mode and then click this one right here, poof, you can see that it did a 3x3 by 3 area. So yeah, it did do an actual 3x3 area. You can, and I don't really, you can disable the grinding by holding shift and breaking a block. There we go. That's one way to do that. You can also, now I'll demonstrate that it is an actual 3x3 area. So that there block right inside there would be the center of a 3x3 area. If we break that, You can see that it gave you a bunch of stuff. Now, if there's no recipe for grinding a block, it won't grind it. So aluminum is excluded from the grinding property. I don't know about that. Yeah, I guess. Oh, wrong pick. What happens if I do this? See, I've opened up a nice big... Okay, so in here... Nope, that looks like more aluminum. Yep. Oh, did I get some dust? There we go, copper powder. As you can see, when I encounter something that can have a grinding applied to it, it gives me a powder. And then that can be smelted into an ingot. So it does an ore doubling effect, basically like most other grinding things. Now, the interesting part of this is you can apply a luck effect to your pick. You can apply a luck effect to your pick of grinding. So what will happen is you will actually get the potential to drop more than 2 powders from each ore. So you could actually, sometimes, with some luck, triple or quadruple your ore production that way by using the force pick to grind up your ores as you dig it. And you can see it turns every bit of stone into sand. So now I got a bunch of sand, which is good because I need a bunch of glass. I do need a bunch of glass for something I'm going to be doing real soon, which is going to be doing my blood armor. It takes a bunch of glass. Oops. So that's a rundown of that. I'm not going to go in too deep as to what the different things are. I will show you what I've unlocked so far. And you can see that at each tier unlocks more of these things. You see over here I've got some unlocked. I've unlocked flint is grinding, sugar is speed, and I'm going to let it be a little bit of a mystery as to what the rest of them are. They give you a little bit of hint by showing you the shape of the item in these down here. So, and then I'll just let everybody kind of figure that one out. So I do want to show an actual building of one. So let me see if I can't make a new pick or something. What do I not have? I don't have a shovel. Force shovel. Let me make a force shovel. And oh, I need some force sticks. And I just threw all my logs in there, so... And I'm gonna have to open that back up. That's okay. Let me come out here. You see, I've been planting force trees all over my island to, so that I could get some stuff. I made a lumberjack axe. I would show you the force axe working, but unfortunately it's totally out of juice. I also made a sigil magnetism. This thing's fun. If I turn that on, I don't even gotta be near everything, and it'll just come right to me. It'll pull everything to me. I think it's in like a 7x7. I think we're having a little, yeah, there it goes. See, it pulled all the logs straight to me. So yeah, really great tool there. I think we're having a little bit of server lag too, so yeah. As you can see, because it took me a moment to get to the door, I'm actually going to have to get back under here to put there it is, put the tank back down to get some more liquid force. That's weird. Okay, that should be full, yes. So each log gives you 100 millibuckets, and it takes like 10,000 millibuckets to fill up a force tool with liquid force. It takes, I'm not sure, it depends. The amount of force that it takes to enchant things is variable depending on what you're enchanting it with and how many of whatever you're enchanting it with. So probably, do I want to, yeah, why not? Use that. That works. Force wrench works on that, too. There we go. Force wrench. Good, good, good. And did I... there it is, yep. Getting some serious lag at this point, so I don't know if that's the storm outside in the game, but I want to get this done before it gets any worse, because it will get worse over time. Basically, the short of that is we've got orphaned chunks all over the place because of the server software we're using, and a kind of a forgetful thing that we didn't do in the chicken chunks config. So lesson learned. It will be fixed in the 1.01 version of our pack. Go ahead and throw the rest of those in there. Oh wait, no, I need those. I almost forgot what I wanted them for. So yeah, I need to get, no, I don't want barriers. I want force planks. To get some force sticks. There we go. I'll just keep those in the system now. So now I can get a shovel. I want the force. We got a lot of different shovels. Force shovel? It's gotta be in there. Or maybe it's called a spade. Okay. We'll try that again. This is called a force shovel. I must have just looked right past it. There we go. So now I got a force shovel. And the only thing I want on my force shovel is I just want it to be ridiculously fast. So I'm going to get some sugar. Because, you know, sugar makes you go fast. And I have 3 slots available to enchant things right now at my current tier. So I'm going to get 3 slots of sugar, 3 pieces of sugar. Throw the shovel in there, shift click some sugar in there. It allows all of them to go in. If there was a problem, like you put the wrong thing in there, let me show you an example of the wrong thing. Okay, I can't even put stuff in there that doesn't belong in there. Yeah, it won't even let me put stuff in there. But if there was any kind of a problem with what you were trying to do, it would report it up here in this general area. There would be like an error. It says you can't do this because. But I'm going to go ahead and see if I can infuse this. Okay, it's letting me do it. So I have enough liquid force to do this. And then what it's going to do is it's going to give me a shovel with some level of speed. I think it's going to be speed 3. Or efficiency 3, or what? How's it? It says speed 3. So now, if I come outside and check this shovel out, it should be pretty fast to dig. Pretty, like almost ridiculously fast. Well, it's not super ridiculous. I think I can get a couple more levels of speed on it. But you see, definitely improvement over a standard shovel. I guess I should have showed you what a standard shovel would do too, but probably not to do that. Let me go grab a standard shovel just so we have a frame of comparison. From speed 3 to no speed at all. Come on, door, open. There we go. Let's see, is the recipe still in there? No. But the sticks are right there. And should have some ingots. I do. The nice thing about the trees is they occasionally drop the force nuggets, which can give you force ingots. So once you have some force trees, you are pretty good on force ingots. There's a few crafting recipes that you can do with those that allow you to bypass you know, other like vanilla recipes. Like there's a force ingot recipe for so let's just go ahead and look at that. Force ingots. Go ahead and look at the uses of those. We can make force transport pipes. Those are interesting. They suck up items on the ground. They only work with BuildCraft pipe systems, though. I don't really use BuildCraft pipe systems. Force gears are used in other crafting. You can make the force armor, which is a whole nother. You know, you can enchant it as well. It works really well. I mean, it actually can be better than diamond, especially after you fully enchant it with like hardness or whatever. I don't remember. There's the recipe for the force wrench. You can make the swords. The force mitt is crazy fast at digging up dirt and removing leaves. The other force tools, force backpack, can be enchanted so that it won't deteriorate. It won't go away. It won't despawn. That's what I was trying to say. It won't despawn. The force shears can have some really funky enchantments on them, and you can shear things that you can't normally shear with regular shears, like pigs and cows. The force belt. I've never used one of those. I couldn't even tell you. don't know. This is how you make the force rod, and this is basically the first thing you're going to want to need to make. You're going to have to get some force ingots somehow, and a force nugget somehow, and then a regular stick can make you the force rod, and then that can be used to enchant. Of course, you can make a fully charged force stick if you have fully charged force rod if you have 4 sticks. But the other one is how you would actually start out in Dartcraft, because you need this to convert a oak sapling into a force sapling. So yeah, oh wow, you can make a saddle with it. Did not know that. That's nice. You can make fortified blocks. Not getting into that because they're really awesome, but I don't want to reveal. No reveals. The force pack upgrade is one of those things that actually allows you to upgrade your force pack to hold more items. And multiple levels of those can be applied to get it to be bigger and bigger. You can make storage, special storages out of it. This is also how you get the force furnaces that I was talking about earlier. Item cards, I'm not going to get at in this episode, and this is the force engine. This is that really awesome BuildCraft style engine that produces MJs out of any liquid fuel and any coolant. Finally, this is the recipe that I was actually looking for. You can make pistons out of it, save you a little bit of iron. And a treasure core? No idea. Must be for upgrading your sword or your pick, maybe. I don't know what that's for. Well, anyway, that's all the things you can use ingots for, the force ingots for. So, come back out here real quick. I'm going to demonstrate. This is how fast a regular force shovel works without the enchantment. And then this is with the enchantment. You can see considerably faster. So, and I'm standing near my blood altar, which is why I'm low on health. But what was the question here? Oh, yeah. I guess somebody needs cocoa beans or something. So, I think that's going to wrap this episode up. I talked about force stuff and I upgraded my power systems. It's going to probably end up being a shorter episode, which is fine. I need to start making them a little bit shorter. So, oh wow, my power systems are working pretty good, so now I can start processing stuff. I'm going to do some stuff off camera to basically automate those generators back there. I don't know. I'm going to definitely kill a bunch more Endermen off camera. A bunch of them. I need a whole lot of blood shards, and I'm going to put together some blood armor. I'm not going to put together the blood armor on camera, because if you'd like to see me put together blood armor on camera, go watch my Agrarian Sky series. I do actually do it twice, because I lost my blood armor once in there. So, anyway, so yeah, this is going to be where I wrap this up and get some boring work done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps out a lot. If you didn't, leave a comment anyway, because those also help out, so I can know what to work on for my improvements in the future. I will catch you later.